As Dan Inosanto points out, the foundation of Jeet Kune Do is Junfan Gunfu, with Wing Chun at its core. This is deeply tied to Bruce Lee's martial arts philosophy and technical development. 1. The foundation of Junfan Gunfu. Junfan Gunfu is a martial arts style that Bruce Lee developed in the early stages of his career, which later evolved into Jeet Kune Do. It is based on Wing Chun, but incorporates elements from other martial arts Lee studied, as well as his real-life combat experience and philosophy. Lee emphasized practical movements that work in real combat, focusing on efficient and direct attack methods, free from the confines of traditional Chinese martial arts forms. 2. The influence of Wing Chun. The first formal martial art Bruce Lee learned was Wing Chun. Wing Chun is characterized by efficient offensive and defensive techniques in close-range combat, emphasis on simple, linear movements that eliminate unnecessary actions, attacks and defenses based on the centerline theory controlling the opponent's central axis, development of tactile sensitivity using drills like Chi Sao to quickly sense and react to an opponent's movements. These elements had a strong influence on Lee's combat philosophy and became the core of the techniques he pursued in Junfan Gunfu and later Jeet Kune Do. 3. The role of Wing Chun in Jeet Kune Do. Jeet Kune Do is a philosophy rather than a fixed system of techniques, with the motto, discard what is unnecessary and adopt what is useful. However, elements of Wing Chun remain deeply embedded in Lee's approach to fighting. Key aspects of Wing Chun that are integrated into Jeet Kune Do include direct and efficient attacks. The simple, no-waste movements learned from Wing Chun directly relate to Jeet Kune Do's efficient combat style. Lee prioritized speed and power, aiming to deliver damage in the shortest distance possible. Centerline theory. The Wing Chun principle of controlling the centerline is crucial in Jeet Kune Do. By dominating the opponent's centerline, one can neutralize their attacks and create opportunities for offensive advantage. Chi Sao tactile training. Lee incorporated the tactile sensitivity developed in Wing Chun's Chi Sao drills into Jeet Kune Do training, allowing for immediate detection and reaction to the opponent's movements. This reactive ability is highly effective in improvisational combat. 4. Evolution beyond Wing Chun. Although Lee highly valued Wing Chun, he also recognized its limitations and sought to evolve beyond it in Jeet Kune Do. While he respected Wing Chun's theories and techniques, he believed in adopting techniques from other martial arts based on the situation and opponent, emphasizing flexibility rather than adhering to a fixed style. Thus, Jeet Kune Do is not a static martial art like Wing Chun plus other elements, but a personalized combat philosophy developed by Lee based on his experiences and learning. Wing Chun serves as one part of the foundation. In this sense, as Dan Inosanto stated, the foundation of Jeet Kune Do lies in Junfan Gunfu, with Wing Chun at its core. However, Jeet Kune Do transcends Wing Chun alone, becoming a martial philosophy for free self-expression. Wing Chun significantly influenced its technical and theoretical foundation, but Jeet Kune Do serves as a tool for forming a personal combat style beyond that. The carving step is a footwork technique used mainly in striking martial arts such as boxing and kickboxing, and it is also an important movement method utilized in arts like Jeet Kune Do. This step is used to evade an opponent's attacks while skillfully changing angles to move around to their side or rear. As the name suggests, the carving step involves moving in a curved or semicircular motion, rather than in a straight line. This allows you to dodge your opponent's attacks and move out of their line of attack. By using this step, you can position yourself at a more advantageous angle relative to your opponent. Instead of staying in front of them, you can adjust your positioning to attack from the side or at an angle from behind, making it harder for the opponent to defend or react in time. The carving step is effective for evading an opponent's attack while immediately countering. As you circle around, you look for opportunities to strike, allowing you to attack while simultaneously moving to a safer position. When the opponent attacks, you can quickly step to the side, moving out of their reach. This not only creates distance but also allows you to target the blind spot. The technique of throwing a punch from a parry is an advanced skill used to defend against an opponent's attack and immediately counter. A parry involves lightly deflecting an opponent's strike, neutralizing its power while transitioning smoothly into the next action. By seamlessly integrating the parry and counterattack, you deny the opponent time to react, enabling an effective counterpunch. A parry is a defensive move where you lightly deflect an opponent's punch such as a jab or straight using your hand or forearm. Unlike a block, which directly absorbs the attack, the parry redirects the opponent's force, reducing the burden on your defense and positioning you for a quick counter. The flow of parrying and counterpunching begins when the opponent throws a punch, such as a jab or straight. You quickly read the punch's trajectory and react accordingly. Normally, the parry is performed with your lead hand extended in front, but depending on the angle and timing, it can also be executed with the rear hand. As the opponent's punch extends toward you, you use your lead hand to lightly swat their arm outward, deflecting the attack. To successfully execute a parry, it's crucial to lightly deflect the opponent's punch at the moment it reaches your face or body. If you parry too forcefully or with excessive movement, you may create openings, so the action should be minimal and well-timed. Once the parry is successful, the opponent's attack line is disrupted, leaving the defense vulnerable. At this moment, you quickly throw your punch. The most common sequence is to follow the parry with a jab from the same hand or throw across straight immediately after parrying with the opposite hand. In this drill, the parry is performed with the rear hand, followed by a straight lead punch. The transition from parry to punch should be as continuous as possible. The shorter the time between the parry and the punch, the harder it is for the opponent to defend. Therefore, the parry and punch should flow seamlessly as one motion, ideally combining offense and defense into a single action. The straight punch after the parry involves using the lead hand to parry the opponent's attack, then quickly following up with a straight punch from the rear hand. This method is effective when aiming for a more powerful counterpunch. The parry off balances the opponent, and the straight punch delivers damage. The punch thrown after the parry must be precise. Aim for the opponent's face or body's weak points and strike quickly and accurately. If you're too slow, the opponent might have time to defend, so speed is essential. PIA progressive indirect attack is one of the core tactics in Jeet Kune Do, used to deceive the opponent's awareness and successfully land a strike. The basic concept involves drawing out the opponent's defense or reaction, and then attacking from a different angle or direction. The strategy exploits the moment when the opponent reacts to the initial attack, changing the attack's trajectory or target to exploit a gap in the defense. First, you use a feint, a false movement or attack to make the opponent anticipate an attack. In this case, a finger jab is used. This draws the opponent's attention to a specific area and provokes a defensive response. After leading them to defend, instead of following through with the initial attack, you quickly redirect the attack to a different target or direction. This change must be executed swiftly, with the aim of landing the hit before the opponent can defend again. Key points of PIA. speed and timing are critical. The key is to ensure that the opponent has no time to react between the feint and the actual attack. The transition from feint to attack must be smooth and natural. If there is any hesitation or unnecessary movement between the two, the opponent may notice the deception. In this way, PIA is a crucial element in Jeet Kune Do strategy, allowing you to deceive the opponent and exploit their openings for an effective attack.